The Mike Hosking Breakfast, 6 to 9 weekdays on Newstalk ZB.
G'day there. A major part of being the President of the United States is the image you project not just to your country but to the world. Of course, civility counts as much as policy, and this is where Donald Trump's reputation has been torn asunder, torn to shreds in the last couple of weeks. As he left Washington today, refusing to meet the incoming leader, as his wife refuses to meet the new First Lady, as they refuse the Biden's government jet to arrive in Washington, that's the stuff that stains your name and reputation. Be as aggrieved as you want about your loss. I'm sure Hillary couldn't believe what happened to her. I'm sure Obama was stunned at the result 4 years ago, but they still showed up. They were still courteous. They still behaved in a dignified way. They've all behaved essentially in a dignified way over the years because that's what you do and that's what's expected in respecting the office, not your own personal circumstances. I watched a video earlier this week of Trump talking to a reporter. 4 years ago, the video was taken upon receiving the traditional letter on the desk of the Oval Office. Trump seemed genuinely moved by Obama's words, hopes for the next 4 years. In that moment, short of him being a very good actor, he at that time anyway actually seemed to get it. And yet, look at how he's behaved this week. Great leaders are the whole package, of course. Even if you bought into his ideas, policy is only part of the deal. The rest is who you are, and it's what makes Obama still current for millions to this day. As an effectual president, he didn't actually do a lot. If you think about it, post-2010 in the midterms, his numbers were gone. In the last 4 years, he was basically lame duck. But he represented his country internationally well. In fact, he was probably more popular globally than domestically. Yes, Trump got 74 million votes, and that can't be dismissed. And yes, he's on to something philosophically speaking for many Americans. But fundamentally, he's a thug. He's a classless buffoon. He is the spoilt brat who doesn't have any manners. He is profoundly dishonest, and he leaves the job a miserable, self-interested loser. And if you could never understand why his wife was with him, we now have a clue. She's as bad as he is. She just pretended harder in public. The whole thing really is a shame. He was never going to be great, but he did have the seed of an idea, and there were bits, especially economically, that showed real potential until, of course, COVID did him in. But ultimately, it's 4 years wasted, 4 years you wouldn't repeat. 4 years you won't miss probably. By the end, the truth was out. The emperor had no clothes. Stripped of any actual ongoing success and achievement, we saw him for what he was. A shark from New York, devoid of class, ludicrous of look, an interloper in the leadership stakes deposited in Washington by some Americans who fell for the same spin he used to sell condos. Biden, in many respects, whether you back him or not, will, at least in terms of leadership and civility, be a massive relief.
The Mike Hosking Breakfast, 6 to 9 weekdays on Newstalk ZB.